Who got a book deal? I did. Who got a book deal? I did. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Literary Lori YouTube channel. I am Literary Lori, and I am obviously very happy today. If you are new here, this channel is one I started to document my journey going from being a full-time academic based in the United States to being a full-time novelist based in the south of Spain. And today is the day that I can officially announce that I sold my novel. Yay! Applause. I am so excited. Obviously, I've known that the sale went through only for a little while, but earlier this week, the deal was announced on Publishers Marketplace, which is kind of the official announcement when everybody knows and I can speak about it publicly. So that just happened a couple of days ago. So I'm going to put the announcement up here so you can see it. I am so excited. So, if you have been watching this channel, or even if this is just your first time, like I said in the announcement, I moved to the south of Spain after a very long career, a very happy career as first a magazine journalist and then as a journalism professor in academia. And then I came to the south of Spain. My husband is Spanish, so it wasn't just a random decision to come to Spain. But I moved to the south of Spain with the very real intention of changing my life and focusing specifically and uniquely on becoming a full-time novelist. And again, if you've been watching regularly, even saying that I want to be a full-time novelist was a journey, and I had to acknowledge that, and that didn't happen until very recently. I knew I wanted to write novels, but to actually claim the idea that I want to be a full-time novelist, I want to be that girl who can make a living writing fiction. And even if it's not like making a quote unquote full-time salary, because who really does that? Just that I am known for, and that the work that I produce and the work that publishers want from me and the work that my readers want from me is fiction. So step one accomplished. I got the book deal. And it's really incredible because this is not my first novel. This is actually my second novel. But here's a statistic for you. This book deal literally comes 10 years after my first novel, Substitute Me, was published. Yep, that novel was published in, I can't do math, 10 years, 10 from 2016. Yes, 2016, that Substitute Me came out. That doesn't even feel like 10 years ago. That feels like yesterday. So anyway, 2016, that Substitute Me came out, and now it's 10 years later that this next novel is coming out. So yes, I'm excited. And I'm excited also because, again, if you have followed my journey, you know that fiction was always my first love. I was a voracious reader as a child. I love the library. I love bookstores. Like, reading and books are my life. And I'm acknowledging that more as I get older, because it's like, why pretend? If I could just live in a library or just live in a bookstore, that's what I would do. So moving to Spain was about that. It was about really claiming that love and claiming the idea that I want to be a novelist. I want to share my love for story with readers. I want to hang out with people who love books and get paid for it. So being a novelist is the way I feel that I can do that best. So did that. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is, I titled this video, Dreams Can Come True. And I just wanted to highlight this journey for me, because I don't just make these videos as my own personal, video diaries. I do hope that by sharing my experiences, that I'm inspiring other people as well. And when I moved to Spain, I was almost 50 years old. And so a lot of people, including myself, wondered if it was too late to chase the dream of being a novelist, of having a global literary life, because it wasn't just being a novelist. I really did want to have a global literary life. I wanted to travel, collect stories from all over the world, write stories that incorporated different cultures as well as my own. And so that was a dream since I was like 16. I mean, maybe even earlier than that, but really clarified the global literary life. I found an old like mock-up magazine article I wrote called Bound for Barcelona. I don't know when I wrote it, but I was less than 25 years old when I did. Anyway, the point is, partially because of the pandemic, which I think made everybody reconsider their life dreams, their goals, the fact that life isn't guaranteed. That was part of it, because essentially I had to ask myself, when we were all wondering, if we were going to die from this virus, if I did die tomorrow, would I be satisfied? Would I have any regrets? And there was a big one. The big one being, you never tried hard. You didn't try hard enough to be a novelist. You deferred to journalism because you needed a salary, because you wanted a job. But now, why are you still not pursuing it? And so I had already made tenure. I had 3 kids, one in college, one about to start college, and then a baby girl who was still in elementary school. But the point was, I had a tenured job. I had 3 kids who needed support still. I had all of the trappings of a good life. And I had to see, was this dream worth throwing that good life away? And I guess it came down to, I'm not throwing it away, even though I'm walking away from it, because I still have all of those experiences, inside of me. I still have all those skills and talents and people I know, connections I have. Those still exist, even if I pick up and leave and, start over in some ways. So it took me 5 years, which is also kind of a fun fact. Today, the day I'm recording this, is the exact 5-year anniversary of our time in Spain. So dreams can come true. They do take time, but they do happen. It does happen. I left 5 years ago. I knew what I wanted. It took me a while to really claim and commit to being a novelist. That still scared me, and I spent almost the first 2 years of my time here trying to establish a business, trying to work in other ways, because I still was carrying this kind of American capitalist mentality that, having a creative life wasn't feasible, but I made it so. But the point is, once I really, dug in, settled in, and claimed it, it happened. It's happening right now. And I was over 50 when it happened. Obviously, I'm over 50 now, and I got that second book deal. And yes, it's been 10 years since my first novel, but it is so sweet, and I'm so happy. And I hope again that my success, my following my dreams and seeing them come true, makes somebody else believe that their dreams can come true as well, and that it's not too late. You have your dream, make a plan, follow the plan, and see what happens. Now, the other thing I did want to tell you, I wanted to give you guys a little preview of what this book is that I sold. It's called A Lick of Bitter for a Spoonful of Sweet, and it is, I like to call it, a second coming of age story. It's the protagonist is a Black woman of a certain age. She's in her late 40s, and she is experiencing empty nest syndrome. It's not a syndrome, but her kids are about to go off to college, and she has to make some decisions about what comes next for her life. And yes, it just so happens that the story takes place in the south of Spain, because her husband gets a 1-year work contract to work in the south of Spain. So the book features a Black woman of a certain age. It takes place in the south of Spain. books and a little bit of magic are in there, woven in there as well. So it's all of my favorite things and all of the things that have inspired me in my own journey to be a full-time novelist. I wanted to give my readers a sample of those same feelings, of that same energy in this story. I also just wanted to write a good, juicy novel. I would claim this as book club fiction. It's definitely going to give people something to think about, something to talk about in book clubs. And I'm just super excited about the story being out there because, again, I just love to read good books and that make people talk. And that's the kind of book that I have written. And I'm super excited about it. I actually have written 3 books since being here, but I knew I wanted this book to be the first one to come out because it so exemplifies the energy that I'm feeling in this stage in my life. So, A Lick of Bitter for a Spoonful of Sweet. Watch for it wherever you buy books. You know I'm going to keep talking about it here on this channel, so you won't forget. Don't worry. Even if you do, I'll remind you. Last thing is that I'm really excited about that really speaks to, and yes, I'm looking at my notes, sorry. The last thing is that the publisher for the novel is a UK-based publisher. And this is part of the plan. So I had a dream, but then I made a plan. My dream was to live a global literary life. And so what I wanted was to make sure that whoever publishes my book, that I wanted a UK publisher. Low key, I was stalking this publisher, Jacaranda Books. They don't know this. Hopefully they don't watch this video. But I love this publisher. They are a small UK-based publisher run and owned by a Black woman. All of the staff are Black British women from across the diaspora. And so because I'm based in Spain now, I want to be able to promote and market my books long past the 6 weeks that they come out. Of course, I would be going to the United States to do any kind of book promotion and things like that, but not every week, not every day. I'm going to have to defer and, do more activities on this side of the Atlantic Ocean. Having a book that is published in the UK means that all of the European English language bookstores or bookstores that stock English language books, as long as they're published in the UK, they can get them here in Europe. So again, my book, I want to be promoting it years to come. I can do that here for the book festivals, for bookstores, book events, any other type of event that, book clubs even who want to read the book. Maybe the Black Women in Paris book club wants to read my book. They can get it. I can jet over to Paris and, participate with them in any kind of book club reading. So that was very intentional. That's what I wanted. I wanted a publisher who would make sure that my book was available here in Europe, but also that it would be available in Ghana, for example, Nigeria, Kenya, in the Caribbean. I really want to, I recognize in this new version of my literary life that there are people who read English. There are people who want to read stories that center the lives of Black people all over the world, not just in the United States. And just attending, for example, the Black British Book Festival last year in the UK, my eyes were just opened to the expansiveness of the reading public. Living in Ghana for a month last year in a library and recognizing that the diaspora of readers and writers is vast, and that I have been thinking way too small when I think about who would want to read my books. So having a UK-based publisher, especially one that is run by Black women that represent the diaspora, is like a dream come true, because, I have these ideas, but they're just ideas. They're professionals, they're experts. They know this world so much, and I just feel so grateful that I'm in their hands. They're very capable hands. So stay tuned to this channel. I apologize. I have been on a break, if you will, from uploading videos. I had some family business that I had to take care of. But I'll be back, baby. I am back. I am back because I am going to keep sharing this journey now that I have gotten this deal. Now that this book is in process, it will be on bookshelves apparently in 2027, fall 2027. I'm excited. I didn't know that until I saw the announcement. So that's like right around the corner. I got to get busy. So stay tuned if you want to watch that journey, follow that journey with me. Of course, I will continue to also share strategies, tips, and other ideas about how you too can lead a global literary life. Even if you're based in the United States or one single country and you're not traveling, doesn't matter. So just stay tuned for those kinds of updates and stories. And coming up, I'm not sure if it's going to be the next video, but coming up soon, I'm going to be sharing my new adventure. Last year, I lived in a library in Ghana for a month as a residency. Well, this summer, I am going to be living in a museum. I love it. I'm going to be living in a literary museum for a residency coming up soon. So stay tuned for a video about that. I'm very excited. And I think that's just what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to be looking for residencies where I can live in museums and libraries because, again, dream come true. Hey, and that's the theme. Dreams really do come true. I hope your dreams, all of your literary dreams come true. Thank you, as always, for supporting me, for watching these videos. And I will be back next week. I'll try to be, no, not trying, going to be uploading new videos every week. So if you want to know when they come out, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.